Do me a favor, one clap for me.
Welcome to IAmJerryB Official. We're now tuning into the second episode, and first episode was successful. Loved the way it went. And now for the second episode, I got a very special guest of mine right now. Okay. Actually one of my good friends. And listen, everything, remember we was talking about timelines? Everything comes to a sequence. So let me introduce you to my special guest, DK.
What's poppin', man? It's your boy. It's the only number one DK. That's my handle on everything. And when we get inside this interview, we're gonna explain why it's only one DK. But before we get anywhere, I want to tell my dog congratulations.
You already know, my man. Definitely,
I want
man.
to tell my dog
It's
congratulations.
been a long road, a lot of manifestations that even individually in our lives that we put in place and we put together, and just to see everything in fruition happen right now the way it's happening, it's like, man, listen, I couldn't even
5D.
said it a better way. It's
In
crazy,
5D,
you know.
it's like, it's crazy, bro. Like a few years ago, not too long ago, me and you met each other on a different trial, on a different, like, we hustlers. We met each other on a different page, and you feel me? Like, for us to manifest this, like, I really got to give the praises to you, because this is what you wanted, and then it's like, this is what I do. I'm an extension cord. I'm a plug in, but look at what we got, bro.
Exactly.
We
But
got a
let me
platform,
just say to everybody, listen, this timeline and sequence with us here, this would not even happen. This whole production, all of this won't even happen if it wasn't for this dude. So I'm gonna put that shout out actually to you, because it's all about following through. And we talk about, even from the first day that we met, back in Arium, an apartment complex, just came out here, it was my first apartment out here. I was living there with my ex, and, we met each other, but it was something from the first time that we met. It was just, it's like we already knew each other. There was nothing else to talk about.
It was like, what you need? Oh, I got that.
Exactly.
What you need that fix? I know how to do that.
Definitely.
All right, so this what you trying to do with your life? All right, boom. And that's crazy, because, I mean, shit, we went through a lot of walks of life, and it's hard to really meet people who really, are interested in your progress.
Definitely.
Interested in your progress. And, like, I felt that from the beginning, and it's like, anything you told me, I kept that locked in, ran with it. Anything I told you, you kept it locked. Like, we both did a 360. I want you to know that. Like, I met my bro, he had braids. You feel me? We both
A whole different Jerry B.
Bro, we had some hustling ways, and it's like, man, grace is to God, grace is to Yah, grace is to the mighty, the high power, yo. Cause
all the time.
who would have knew? Who would have knew that fast? And it's like, when that kinetic energy moving like that, and we talking about frequency in this episode, so that's
Exactly.
where we going. You gotta get up and go. You got, and in a short time, bro, you showed me that. You feel me? I watched, shit was going good, and then boom, boom. Whenever it got crazy, I didn't even know, but I just know you wasn't reachable like that. So you kind of went in your hole and did your whole thing by yourself. And I always commend you, because as younger youth, not just skin tone, just youth, we don't know when the ship is about to sink. Bro, I watched you tape your shit up, wrap it, get to the shore, and come back out with a yacht. So, again, I'm proud of you.
My man.
I'm proud of you.
Definitely. Man, I just piggyback on something you saying with that, man. You've had a lot of growth too, and just from our process, from beginning into where we are now, the conversations we have and we always talk about, listen, these things are just gonna come into fruition. We just gotta keep our foot on the gas pedal. We gotta keep going. And yeah, life can bring you down. Life brings you down sometimes. But you know
Right.
what? That's when you put your cleats on, you hit that football field, and you just get yourself going, and you make that touchdown, because that's
Right.
what it's about. And a big thing, man. I remember one of the first times when I met you. Every time we'll be talking, and it'll be like, I'll come outside, something that would be like a 10-minute conversation. We'd be talking for like an hour, 2 hours, and then we building. So it's just crazy from this point of where we at now. But you have a lot of things going on. Listen, man, you have an acting position in Miami Gardens 2. That's on Tubi. You guys look it up.
Murder Gardens.
Murder Gardens too.
But it's
Apologize. Murder
definitely
Gardens
based
too.
on Miami Gardens. You know, a lot of that shit was shot in Miami Gardens. So he got it right. He got it right. When you think Miami Gardens, I want you to think Murder Gardens. Big shout out to Rico and Mark. You know, good writers and good executive producers. The MB Media team. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but yeah, my guys put in a lot of work, man. We got Tip Drill in there. We got Young Breed from MMG. We got some 5-star power in there, and we just won an award.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as a collective. I say we because when my team wins, we all win. Yeah, we just won an award. I think at a SoBe Movie Festival.
Okay.
They just granted us an award. I think that just was this month.
That's when you was on Instagram. Those pictures I was seeing when you went up to the
right,
whatever they call it, the runway. Yeah, definitely.
And but in June 5th they're having a like a culture event, cinema. We're gonna sell tickets.
Okay.
Everybody will be able to watch the movie in theaters. Like, I'm not just saying that it's a good movie because I'm in it. It actually has a message, and it's weird. It's like he wrote it for me and what I was going through, but he didn't. He didn't have no intention. But my story is similar to the story in the movie with a certain individual who I grew up with.
Okay.
I watched that same type of stuff happen, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people could relate to it.
Definitely.
It's definitely something to check out.
So like even like, cause I never acted a day in my life before. That sounds like something I would love to do. Honestly, I think I would be good at it. Be good at it. But how did it feel for you? Did you like take acting classes? Did you?
No, I didn't.
How did it come about? Like, yeah,
I didn't, but I did have to audition. Shout out to my manager again, Rico, Day 5 Rico. You know, I did have to audition. I did have to read fluently. It was times where it got tough. And then reading was nothing. I'm an artist, so I know how to project it. I know how to trick you. I know how to sell it.
Yeah.
But man, sitting in there and you with Tip Drill, and Tip Drill's probably on her 5th movie, and I got my boy Jigs. Shout out to Jigs, because I got a lot of music coming out with him soon. And Russellini, this man is like, man, the star actors in there.
Yeah.
This nigga Russellini is like Denzel Washington a day. Like, he remembers his lines. And shout out to CP Hollywood. And I mean, I got anointed with so much game, bro. Movies is not just like, it's kind of like recording, the process, but it's a little bit harder because when you mess up, you might be making the whole squad pay when the whole squad did their thing.
Exactly.
So I had some times where it was like I'm fumbling, and it's like, I don't even know why I'm nervous. I done been on stage in front of thousands of people.
It's a different kind of
pressure.
Why
am I nervous? So yeah, I had some time with it, but I was surprised with what we pulled through. Like, and then it showed me the whole process of how to make a movie because one of my things is editing.
Yeah, with the videos.
I am a director and a videographer myself, and yeah, we just talking about the hats. You feel me? The hats that we wear, and like I said, the graces of God. The same people who shot this movie is the same people who originally gave me my name.
Talk to me about that. The name DK. Talk to me about that.
Okay, so originally it was supposed to be Don Kyrie. I didn't like it. Kyrie is my original name for anybody out there who didn't know. But I didn't like it. I looked up to Master P a lot, his entrepreneurial skills. So Young Don was always my thing. Shout out to YD out of Overtown. But I had the panhandle first. I had the URL first, bro. But I definitely got a chance to meet him, and he's a lyricist. He's been grinding for a long time. But yeah, my name came from Dave Fire. It came from my brother Jermaine and my brother Mike and Rico and Mark. So that's why it's crazy how my world goes around. And as I get older as a grown man, these are the same individuals that I'm working with as I projected in my skills. And yeah, the rest is history though. But I just really just changed Kyrie to King. Because I'm a closed person. This is actually one of my first interviews being this open, and I feel like no better person in the world. You feel me? Because this is how we really chop it up anyway.
And even getting you down here, man. I know you got your things going on. You're a busy man, and even for that phone call I made to you last week, and I said, I know your busy schedule, but I'm telling you, like, there's something in me that I feel, and I talk about that on my last podcast, and I'm really dead serious when I say that. I have feelings that I have within inside of me. I don't move unless I feel it. If it don't feel right, I'm like, I don't, you know? So I felt it, and I made that phone call, and I know how busy you are, and I'm like, my man, I need you. I know this is gonna be a wrench in your schedule and what you got going on, but I need you, and I appreciate that you came down. And man, listen, man, just going back to the acting, right? Because I know you was talking about a little bit of pressures you had, like you felt a little nervous, and of course, you know, it's your first time on set. But naturally, when I seen it, bro, you looked completely fucking natural.
Hey,
You played your part to the T, you know. You didn't have as much parts as I wanted you to have, but you had your parts where it showed your personality, who you was as a character.
Right.
And I'm looking at it, and I reposted it on my story like a couple of days ago, all this week from pushing the second episode, right? And I'm like, yo, this guy looks like a freaking natural. And, you know, is there more movies coming out? What you got more in store?
We got a few things cooking up. I don't want to say too much, but
Of course.
the next movie that Mark and my guy Rico is putting out is called, I think, The Rent Race, and I believe Tip Drill is in there. And I had the opportunity to be on the production side, but I laid back on the acting on that. They're real specific with the roles. Like they're like, man, my dog Mark is turning into the 50 of Miami or something like that.
You're saying a lot of credible names, and I even know, I not personally know, but heard. Because, you know, I'm from New York, so coming down here in Miami and living down here, coming down to Florida, living down here for a little bit, I get familiar with some names, but you're saying some pretty credible names.
Right.
And it's crazy because the earlier conversation you were talking about, you actually mentioned Zoe Dollars. Shout out to Zoe Dollars. Shout out to the
my
Zoe.
boy, man.
I have my own story with that. Not saying I personally know him, but the time when we was talking about it earlier, when he had that song Run to the Money, that was a big Miami classic. Like, no lie, when that came in, and you mentioned him, and I'm like, hold on. I literally had, shout out to Prophet TV, and shout out to Prophet. I came out here. You know, Prophet was doing a video, and Prophet TV introduced us. And we're like, yo, this Haitian guy, he's like killing it. And then you mentioned the thing about Zoe. So get back on that.
So me, one thing about me, I was always into music, but I always had my foot in the working and my foot in the streets or the industry, whichever you want to call it. So I met Zoe when I was shift manager at Simon's. I literally opened the Simon's on 54th and 12th Street in Liberty City with a fellow guy, my homie, Brett. Brett has his own store now. He's doing the big things right now. So I met Zoe, and he was coming to cop some clothes, and the same frequency vibe. That's why it's crazy that you know this thing, because the same frequency, we locked in. I showed him my music. After that, he was like, man, what you want to do? Because at this time, I'm juggling cameras. I'm juggling a lot of stuff. I wear a lot of hats. I was making beats and everything. So it's just like, I know this is what I want to do, but where do I fit? And I watched this man open up for Gucci. Like, I watched him do so much things, and he actually brung me with him. That was one of the first artists who was like, all right, come on, bro. Like, we doing this. And he was blessed in from N&B Stunners. And it's like, out of every artist in Miami, like, somebody who's touching their fans, like, hands, Zoe. And now he done expanded. He's piggybacking off of Friday and helping him with his situation.
Exactly.
Damn near Grammy Award-winning artist. And now that's going into Burna Boy. And right now, Zoe Dollars is the person who is melting. He's the melting pot for compa right now.
Yeah.
Compa is hot right now. Like, if you go into the club,
you're going to hear that Haitian music, especially when you come to Broward. You go in Miami, you're going to hear those Haitian songs.
Go to La Solis, go. It's real love in there, and I'm proud of him. He's excelling in what he was doing, because he definitely got signed to Future, and from Future, he just kept doing this thing. And sometimes it might not look like how it's supposed to look like to you, what success is, but it's definitely recognized when you just, keep your consistency. And eventually that's going to show. Like, his situation is undeniable.
Definitely, man. And just that energy, man, around when he made that song. Shout out to Skrilla Zoe, too. I actually met him down in Miami also around that time. So, and it's crazy because I keep bringing up this timeline, man. Like, how did my timeline, some way, some sort, when I didn't even know you, brush over with yours with the same people, you know, or with similar people? So, that it does things like that don't even surprise me no more because you know everything. This was all written. It was all
Trust.
written, you know.
Trust.
But definitely, a big point. Definitely want to bring out because this episode too, we talk about the frequency of influence, and I know I didn't really touch too much extra bases on it around it for you to get the idea. But the frequency of influence, okay, we all have a frequency from that's within us, you know, and that frequency comes with influence. That influence is either going to be for the good. The influence either going to be for the bad. Even though with the influence you give it to people, and then it
Right.
carries on. You know,
Right.
so
They have their own discernment on whether it's good or whether it's bad.
exactly.
But not to cut you off, we kind of
Mhm.
did go into a lot of the frequency and the reason why I say that we did because some way somehow, even if I battled you, you influenced me,
Mhm.
especially musically. Like I touched on my brothers, who was the reason why I started rapping and them naming me, and the same guys who started rapping then is the ones making the movies. So, and it's not even like I'm trying to go into editing and directing.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's just a route that we
Mhm.
ended up. Okay, since we know how to do this, we put everything together. So, I mean, influences in everything. Like right now, you kind of got me wanting to start a podcast.
I'm telling you, it's the energy, man.
Yeah.
And listen, we touched on your artistry side so far as your acting. Well, not artistry. Matter of fact, we worked on your act. We talked about your acting side.
Mhm.
So now you have your artistry side to you. Okay, what so far? And I've listened to your tracks, man. I like them. I like the Miss My Dogs track. I reposted it on my podcast.
Appreciate that.
There's a lot of meaning from within it. But going down from the beginning, what influenced you to start rapping? Let's take it all the way from the beginning of time on some Lion King stuff. You know? How did it come about?
So I picked it up around 7, 8 years old of age. Just mocking my brothers. My brothers were the beginning of Dave Fire. They all are together. They, a couple guys rap. I think it was a high school thing for them, but they didn't know how serious I took it,
Mhm.
which brings us back to the frequency of influence. Because when they dropped the album, I felt like I dropped the album.
Yeah.
I'm running around the block, you know, and it started from there. And then it's like, I just started questioning more. And I said this before in my documentary, I got way more in depth to the point I'm not trying to oversee or pass my brothers, but I started making beats. I'm 15, 12 years old. I'm on Cubase and Fruity Loops. And I'm like, all right, I made the beat. How do I get it out on the CD? So I hit Gino. And that's why the guys who made this movie are so important because they have so much to do with my foundation. If they wasn't there to pick up the phone and say, bro, annoying ass little dude, bro, go get a CD burner, plug it up. All right, so I'm kind of way before my time, but I was quiet, thinking that what I was doing wasn't up to par or
Mhm.
cheap. But YouTube beats and all that, I've been doing that. I've been like
Mhm.
recording before they had this software on the phone. I used to take my laptop, plug it into the aux in the car, van music,
Mhm.
violent ass N-word. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
I've been doing this, and that's just on that level. But as far as my name and who influenced me was my brothers. From there, I want to say I went to making beats and recording. After I learned how to record, probably like high school, I started doing like we just rapping, we freestyling, battling,
Mhm.
and I had the chance to we used to go at it with Berg, Ice Billion Berg. People
Mm.
know about him down here. You'll get familiar in a little bit. And I had a friend who was really going at him, and I jumped in, and that kind of started like this mixtape war. So now we
Mhm.
went from just paying studio time to just go do a song, and now they doing mixtapes. So now I can't compete unless I'm recording myself because I don't have the funds yet.
Exactly.
So a lot of it come from struggle, but the base of it really is influence because it's like I seen you do it, and it's like, I ain't knocking you, but I might could do that better.
Mm-hmm.
And I might could do that over and over. And it goes back to the hunger and just
You start seeing things that you could, that you peep, that you like, hold on, I would have did it that way.
Bro.
You know? Yeah. Because
That's-
making music, bro, is actually beautiful. I remember, I tried to rap.
Nah, you ain't never
I
let me hear
tried to
nothing. We
rap
never heard this.
Back in the day. Listen, man, shout out Junior High, shout out to Elijah, and shout out to Polo. He's not even alive no more, man. Shout out to him.
God rest
Listen,
his
we
soul.
had a little group called the Fly Boys. You know, we hopped on a track called G Hop. Remember
Nah,
Jaquan?
I remember the hood
Hood
hop.
Hop. Yeah, we hopped on Hood Hop. Listen, we sold 1 million records. Long story short. But listen,
Yeah.
I remember my time writing down, hearing the beat, then the lyric going with the beat, and then I'm like, oh, all right, this shit hot. This
Right.
hot a little bit.
Right.
But that feeling, that energy, that frequency into creation is something that, like, I wouldn't say everybody does, but everybody has the opportunity to do each and every day. How this podcast, just like right here, this is a creation.
Right.
It's when we create in that frequency of influence, when you have this energy and these things going on, and you just of creation, and the frequency comes from the influence.
Facts.
So when you really think about it, it goes into so many more topics, because you can be influenced for the good, you could be influenced for the bad, you could be influenced to, you don't even know what the result's gonna be.
Right.
You know?
I've had my share of both.
Yeah, definitely.
I had my share
Me
of
as
both.
well, you know, and just to keep it open to everybody. Listen, man, we all had our different walks in life, man. Listen, I talk about it all the time. The past don't define you, and I'm very open, man. Listen, I got 3 felonies, man. I lived a life that I had to learn from, and nothing is holding me back. You know, I love my job. I put in a lot of work, and I'm very fortunate. And, you know, but that also goes with the frequency of influence. The things that I looked at. Chris asked me something the other week.
Shout out to Chris.
Shout out to Chris. Listen, man, I'm gonna get Chris on this podcast because he's funny as fuck. Yeah, seriously, I'm gonna have literally an episode where we're just gonna be fucking laughs. But he asked me something. He said on the phone, and he's like, "Well, who do you look up to?" And I was like, you know, I mentioned Nipsey, you know, get inspired. He inspires me a lot, you know. And I could hear it, like, he's like, you know, like, who else though? Like, you know? And if it was about many years ago, a few years ago, I would tell you exactly who, you know. And I'm influenced by the energies that create beautiful things, that create. And I have that answer for you, Chris. It doesn't have to be a specific person. It's that energy and that frequency that comes, and it could be somebody who's not even known.
You cooking.
But you know what? I look up to that.
You cooking.
There's these kids that came up to my door. It's 2 of them. They had to be like 13, 14 years old. They're like, hey, we're just going around. I see their bucket trying to wash cars and stuff like that. I didn't have time at the time, but I said, hey, listen, you know what? I'm off on Thursdays. Come next week. This happened like 2 months ago. They came, and they literally came. They texted me at the time. They said they were gonna come. They came. And I let them wash my car.
Facts.
And I told them, I said, listen, any kid that's around you, that you do that respects that, is going to be influenced by you, you know? So you don't have to be the knownest person to be able to influence somebody.
I like
you
how
know?
you brung that back.
Definitely,
I
man.
like how I didn't even have to know where you, but see, that's how our conversations be. People don't understand, like, we really talk like this. You brung that shit all the way back. Like, that's true. That's true, because it brings me back to go-kart days and seeing other people with their go-kart. Bro, my parents wasn't buying that. I went in. The crazy part now, hey, disclaimer, I ain't trying to ruffle no feathers. I ain't not even gonna use your name in vain.
Mhm.
Strike me dead, though.
Mm-hmm.
I was washing cars to get the go-kart. The fact that you get what I'm saying?
It's
So,
crazy.
look, it's everything been done under the sun. My homie Trav, Long Live Trav, told me that. He told me that. So back to my story, because what you said, it kind of like ignited everything again. Like,
Yep.
so I went from helping my dog while he's battling somebody, but my dog, he's writing for other people because I don't think his confidence level is there, but he got the words.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. My first attempt of really rapping was to try to help, and that's how I am a Libra. Justice. I want
Yeah.
to fight. So I guess I found the energy to start talking about stuff that really mattered.
Shout out to Libras.
Yeah.
Aries still the best though, but shout out to y'all. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So
Chat in the comments gonna say Aries the best. You know.
I don't know. I started channeling different things, and I started like really figuring I could do something with it. But I'm not gonna lie, when I first started getting a lot of looks was like I dropped this single called Packs Out, and I had 2 features on there. You know, shout out to those boys or whatever. And I really just made up my mind that I'm gonna share it three times a day. 3 times a day. I'm gonna see where this goes. And I told them share it 3 times a day. And we went from sharing it to putting ourselves on the road. I went from opening up for T.I. to getting in a situation where I'm with Sauced Up Keo. Shout out to YMN. Keo a big credit guru right now. But he had a label and he put me in position to open up for Yo Gotti. We opened up for Kevin Gates and Guilt Nightclub, and we opened up for Migos, Movado, and everybody in Orlando, riding big car show. So they kind of mentored me in how to move as an artist. Like even when you walk through that door, it's supposed to be a certain person who's first. Like the walkthroughs and all of that stuff is important. You know, I learned so much from them. But even when I wasn't trying to do music, that's me trying to do music. Like I said, I was always in the warehouse or I was in the retail business. So I opened up the store on 54th and 12, which is Simon's, and dudes used to come in there like Major 9, and the guy who works there ended up managing Major 9, but I ended up meeting Major 9 on a whole different level when he wasn't even making music like that. He was just doing beats. And he used to be with Mook. Mook got the keys. I think that's his name. And no matter how much I tried to dodge it, music was always there, bro.
You know what's so crazy about music? And I think about this now, right? Music is so important to the world. You would think it's in its own, but music has the ability to change so much of your mood and even the chemical balances in your body. Music is very powerful. We can even bring it back to like gospels and, you know, chanting with Jesus and the songs. Like, you know, it's music.
Yeah.
Music is very, very, very important. And I'm going to bring back, I went to go see the Michael Jackson movie last week.
How was it?
Shout out to Michael Jackson. Matter of fact, shout out to his nephew, because he played him to the fucking
Oh, that was his
T.
nephew.
Oh
You
my
just put
God.
me on.
Listen,
Put me on.
but I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at the trial, and I'm familiar with the Jackson 5. I love that movie. Came out back in the day, so this is like a new rebrushed, refurbished 2026, you know. But I'm looking at it, and it just brings me back, and I'm like, man, listen, this guy, Michael Jackson, he had the things he said in his mind of I am this, I am, you know, even coming back to me on the podcast, IAmJerryB. And the music that he made, even to this day, nobody can touch it, okay? So I bring that up because he had the power from his words and the music to change the direction of so many things, open the door for like so many things. So like music, for you to be able to create that and be able to share it to the world and people to hear it just like people like me and hear it, that is a beautiful thing, you know?
Facts.
And it's so important. And I go on this topic about this, like, you know, because this is very debatable. And it's what's the word for it? I could say it. It's like an oxymoron, and it's like basically saying opposites of each other. Because I could say good music, bad music, positive music, you know? Because even sometimes in a certain setting, you know, things could be positive while it sounds like it's coming out negative, you know? But it comes from a struggle, comes from, you know, and that's the whole controversy between hip hop and all of these different things, you know?
Right.
So I'll say first and foremost, music is literally the gateway to freedom, the gateway to bliss, You know, when we think about music as like Sade and the stuff she has,
Yeah.
that's a different energy. When we think about music like Michael Jackson, and we think of music going from the newer times where we're talking about I'll just mention it, Pop Smoke, or you know, drill music, and then we talk about R&B. Everything's have its energies at different moments.
Definitely.
But
it
I
has
feel
its
like
own frequency.
everything matters at its moments, because we're all like caterpillars, man, and butterflies, and you know,
It's crazy that you said
transforming.
moments, because I feel like music, it's like time capsules. Music could capture memories. You ever played a song and you feel the nostalgia of that moment, whether it's the smell of the girl's hair
Mm-hmm.
or the anger that you had because somebody tried you, or this the song you used to put on when you want to go fight.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's definitely like music time travels,
Mm-hmm.
and so does frequency. So maybe they go neck and neck. You know?
Exactly. And that's the bliss thing about it, man. Listen, I done had my heart broke playing XX Tentacion. You know, listen, but all moods are for its moments, and they are needed.
Mm-hmm.
They are needed. So it just goes on a basis. But nowadays, you know, some of the music is, you know, a little bit of, I don't know, mumble rap. You know,
Definitely.
I
ain't gonna lie.
personally, mhm.
I try not to butt in, bro. I try not to think so much on it because I don't want to make myself sound old. Because you know how the older folks are, these kids, man, these kids. So I try to understand some of it, but lately it's been 80s soul music and Afro beats and reggae. Reggae
Mhm.
right now. See, I'm a big fan of music, so I could even understand what's at the totem pole or what's at the top.
Yeah.
Afro beats just had it. Since Vibes Cartel came home, it's been reggae.
Mhm.
Reggae, it's like it has that grimy feel of you want to know who this artist is, and they created their own community right now, and it's booming. I mean, on the rise though, because I still feel like it hasn't got the looks that it's supposed to be. I mentioned it earlier, compa.
Yeah, definitely.
Compa
I
is
completely
coming,
feel that,
and,
yeah.
and it's fun. Like
Spanish people got their thing. They got the
I don't wanna
reggaeton.
sound like
You know,
Nostradamus,
Jamaicans.
but
It's about
I
time for us,
always
man.
I always was worried about that genre because it's like they got the horns, they got the xylophone, they got all this stuff, but they haven't had the artist like program it or progress it to
Mm-hmm.
I want to say industry standard.
Yeah.
Like even how Afro beats was.
Yeah.
Before people thought of African music just like, you feel me, like and bullshit. You feel
Mhm.
me? And now they're actually taking their time to listen, and they found a way
They found
to
it.
not only make it diverse, make it industry savvy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like this is ready for radio. This is and it's like back to frequency. If I wanna go slide or I'm trying to go out, I might play Young Boy.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, me being 1 foot in the
He's
game and
always
1 foot
angry.
in work,
He's always
I
angry.
always got I gotta have some soul music. I might turn on some Burna Boy. I might play some Friday. Like, and it's crazy because you wouldn't know that unless we had this conversation. People
Exactly.
probably, from the outside looking in, it might be different, but shoot, like, yeah, it's definitely frequency in that music. Whether it's like you pick your poison on the influence part. because-
Definitely. Listen, I got a little scenario for the chat. All right, listen. And I'm just bullshitting right now, but we gonna bring this up because listen, May 15th, Iceman dropped. Okay,
I heard.
and I have to talk about this. We on music, we on all of this stuff, and I have to talk about it because this is a big influence going on in the hip hop world right now.
Facts.
Iceman, what do you think about it?
I don't think too much about it yet because I'm the type of person I really sit down and listen to, the CDs, and I'm glad that he put out a body of work, well, 3 bodies of work,
Mhm.
because what he did, he just he pulled the DMX,
Yeah,
so I'm glad that he's setting records that way. But musically, have I tapped in all the way? No, I'm still listening to the words and the reposts that everybody else is listening to. 'Cause
Mhm.
like I said, I learned how to detach from certain stuff,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
still there. Like trust me, I'm gonna take a listen. I'm still listening to his old stuff.
Mhm.
I'm a big fan of Kendrick and Drake. So
And this is why I say, right? Listen, shout out to Drake. Shout out to Iceman. Okay. I'm not no hater. I am a Drake fan. I ain't no hater. Man, shout out to Kendrick too. He did his thing, whatever the case is. Them going back and forth at it, I definitely feel like people definitely took sides, you know, and I really felt at that point it was, people love to hate that dude, man.
Right.
And I say it, I give it its props because listen, he been in the game. There's nobody that's been in the game that entered the game as long as he did that's actually still relevant. Like still selling records. Like and still making new music. He just dropped 3 albums. Personally, myself, I love Iceman. He's breaking away from UMG. And I feel like the other 2 albums with just whatever. I'm pushing you guys out. Iceman was literally his project, But he's the type of person that, he diverses in certain things, But shout out to him, man. And
yeah, I definitely want to take a listen.
Nah, definitely.
But he made like a historical move just now.
Definitely,
with the
man.
3 albums, and then him getting out of UMG that fast. Nobody has really done that.
And on top of that, you got him and Future linking back up. I'm actually stoked about that shit. I'm fucking stoked about it. And, not for nothing, going back on the basis of everything, that's definitely a pivotal moment that's going on right now in the industry. And just from that frequency, but that shows like you can be at any position, through your craft and what you're doing. And it's okay to take a pause, to rewind and get yourself. And I relate that back to just life itself. Because you're going to have those moments where it's like you're hot, And then you're going to have those moments to like, sit back and really analyze and really know your next move.
Creates character.
Exactly.
Every bump in the road, I mean, especially for me, when stuff got left and I was about to wild out, whether it was my mom or whether it was you, whether it was, you feel me, I always took little bites of what people were saying and I swallowed it, and then whenever I started looking inside myself, that's what started clearing up stuff on the outside, because not necessarily saying that I'm the reason why you're doing something, but I could also be enabling, and that could be bad too.
Exactly.
You got to know where you stand with people,
And definitely with yourself. We have conversations about like just self-intervention and just self-awareness all the time. And it really comes like if you stand for nothing, you literally stand for nothing. Like, we all ourselves individualized got to know who we are. And I'm talking to Chad at this moment. Like you have to know what you're true to. If you don't know what you're true to, you can be fooled to do anything. And that's the substance that's going on in the world nowadays. And it's hard really seeing something that's different. And when I do see it, I keep it close. You know, and like even yourself, bro. When I met you, I was in the back of my mind. I said, "Nah, he's one of those." I do see like us being friends, in the future years, and it's so crazy because I see that all the time, and I'm a fucking weirdo. I'm going to straight tell you, I'm a fucking weirdo. It's hard for somebody to figure me the fuck out and understand why I do certain things, and but I'm absolutely fucking okay with that. Right. Because there's a method to my madness, and just I bless the Lord, man, for my opportunity and my ability to just sense things. It's truly helped me out the more that I put my power towards Him, and just stick with Him. And because it's beautiful, man. We put these things together. Nobody really knows what happens in the future. I don't know. You don't know. If I was gonna tell you, listen, 10 years ago,
always does this.
10 years ago, I will be sitting here with a podcast with you, talking with you. I will not be able to fucking tell you that. So we all don't know shit.
Things I had to learn was as we grow older as men, right? We try to control everything, and man, I almost put everything at risk trying to control everything. To the point I realized, like, okay, I had to let this go. And that was the phase I was going through. I mean, I'm sleeping in my mom's garage. Bro, I lost everything. Mm-hmm. And I ain't even gonna lie, you probably was around and seen me, and I still was smiling.
Yeah. You wouldn't even know anything was going on with you, the way you carry yourself.
You have that same, you went through some of that same stuff. That's why I was like, what? Like, but we still came out on top. New crib, new, you feel me? Like, new ventures, new money, definitely rolling in. Like, so
Definitely.
all of that shit created character because I needed some of the stuff. I was saving stuff that just was more burdens, you know? And he did all that so I could get back my focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my son is watching, you know, my daughter is watching.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right when I'm telling them you bumped yourself or you hit your knee, get back up. But how I look my son in my eyes and my son is like, Dad, why you didn't finish? It's about legacy right now. You feel me? As I look you in your eyes and I'm talking to you about that shit, like, that shit is serious because not only did I already start, I got the formula, I got the game plan, I got all this knowledge. I don't want to be Mr. Miyagi, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sitting here and, yes, my son, go this way. I'd rather apply some of that knowledge. Maybe I could really help if I showed you how I did it versus telling you what to do, you know?
Exactly.
So that's the journey I'm on now. Like, we eating better. Mental is definitely up there because it was down. I lost like 5 or 6 people back to back.
I know that wasn't easy.
Bro, I still don't know how I get through. But again, stuff that created character and that also sharpened me up on time. Stop telling these people that we got time. No, get it done now.
Exactly.
If you can, even if it hurts. Because right now, bro, we're tired, bro. We be working hard and we still found time to do this because this is more important than whatever we were about to cry about.
It's about that hunger.
Legacy. So I ain't gonna lie. I kicked and scratched and I was mad about a lot, bro. I done parted homies from killing each other. I'm that type of person. I step in the middle and put my whole thing at risk. And then it's like, now I'm thinking about what will my son think about this? And, you know, so much stuff. I'm like, all right, slow down. And as I was slowing down, I started realizing I don't need this. God don't want me to have, he want me to have more. Like, my mom always, like, she's a hoarder, but not like how you think. She like to collect old clothing and all that, even if it don't fit. But from a youth, she always made us pack our stuff up, give it to Goodwill, throw it away, brings us back to frequency, brings us back to influence. She influenced me to understand, bro, we're like plants, right? Plant starts in the pot, dig that out. You got to put it in what? The earth. Why did they even call it the earth? But you got to put it in the earth for it to expand. One thing I learned with you is when you reached your ceiling, you got out of that house, literally. And it might be small or minuscule to other people, but this little light of mine, this little light, yo,
feel you, man. For
how
real.
I speak about stuff, how I feel about stuff, people could feel it, and I'm not gonna tell you twice.
Definitely.
You don't respect what it is. You don't understand. I ain't put in that much work. Come on, I ain't put in that much. Like, I've been doing this for years, and I mean excessively. If you don't understand my nature or my heart by now, then it's not meant. And I'm okay with that. Because as a Libra, we please. But
what's something that you would tell your younger self? Like, how old are you now?
I'm 36.
36. So what's something that you would tell yourself when you were 26? Just picture you were talking to yourself right now. What would you tell yourself for the journey that you was going to embark?
Bet it all.
Explain that a little more.
Bet it all. All money in. Long live Nipsey. Put it all in. And if you don't get nothing out of what you investing in, invest in something else. And not as simple as just dropping what you're doing. I mean, like, investment ain't just money. It's your time. So if I couldn't help a person financially, I put my time in a lot of people. And a lot of people are excelling right now. It's just not meant for me to mention whatever it is. If it's meant, it'll circle back and we'll talk about it. But I set a lot of people up to understand at least how this music thing goes for them to go create their own thing. And I never once asked nobody to sign, nothing. Like, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Some would say that's being naive, but I look at it as like, I taught you what you know, not everything I know, and I'll never go down as one who wasn't given the game.
Mm-hmm. You know, we ain't one of those dudes that are gonna
Gatekeep.
teach somebody, exactly, gatekeep. You know, teach somebody the game. You got your experiences, you brushing all, you're telling me right now, and, you know, I got my situations with people I've done, you know, helped in positions, and I've literally done told them, hey, listen, this is not coming from me. This is coming from the higher power. Because I don't care if you do better than me. I'll give you information because what's for me is always gonna be for me.
Man,
you know?
it again, bro.
And I don't get why people, because I come from an era, especially with the kind of things that I used to do. I come from an era where it's like crabs in a bucket. They try to hold you back. They hold information from you, information that's free, just because, you know, oh, he may do better than me. And that's completely fucking whack, you know.
Crazy.
Because in the end of the day, you want best for your neighbor. I literally don't have a bone in my body. Like, am I competitive? Hell yeah, I'm competitive.
Of
that
course.
shit put up. But is it to a point where I can't sit there and respect it? No. Not even that. It's always me versus me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I keep it. And even from our conversations, that's how I know how you keep it. You know, it's you versus yourself. It's we don't see nobody else. And that's what this whole thing is, man. Giving away things in order to keep it. You know, that's a big saying that when I was younger, a program that I went to, and it was like giving away in order to keep it, paying it forward. I've seen a movie called Paying It Forward. Anybody ever seen it? And you help somebody so that they can be able to help the next person. And that's what it's all about. And it's so crazy. And I look back on a lot of pinnacle times in my life, and it was all connected, and it all had to. And I could even look at myself of certain things that's in play, and I'd be like, wow, just me in this picture has did this, did that. And I don't look at it like, oh, this is what I did, but I look at it like, wow, you know, anytime that when I was really at my lowest and I felt like I didn't even want to be here, you know, be on this earth, and I thought that I maybe at some point that I didn't make a difference in the world. And as I speed fast 2026 and I'm looking back, I'm like, wow, like just me being in that place at that time or that relationship for that long and this and that, it's connected and made this like,
Went
no.
through all of that to get here.
You ever seen the Christmas thing? The like, I forgot what it's called, but like the Christmas thing where it's like they had wish they never lived, and then they see their life with them not living no more.
I've seen a few episodes in different scenarios.
Yeah,
like, I remember
you know,
Wayne's brother had a show like that.
Yeah.
They had an episode like that. I know exactly what you mean.
You know, so, and I say that just for the impact, and going back onto chat, you know, letting you guys know, man, you got to know that you make an impact on this world. The impact that you make is going to be on you. It could be for the positive. It can be for the negative. But all in all, you got to live and you got to learn. But at some point, you got to wake up.
Wake up.
You got to wake up. And it's like, what energy and what vibration are you giving out to the world? How are you making people feel? Are you making them feel like shit? Are you making them feel like good? When you come in and your presence is around, are you adding warmth to it? Or are you adding a fucking wrench in that?
Don't be surprised when that karmic energy fly right back.
Exactly. And I believe in karma. And I can tell you, I have caught my karma for the things I've done so badly to the point I'm just like, I don't even want to play with nobody, you know? And just to tell you guys, it's not worth it, man. Be good to people. Help your neighbor, you know? And listen. Take the time. Slow down. Somebody's expressing something to you about how they feel. Man, listen to them. Don't be biased. Get all that ego stuff out of here. Right. This episode 2 with this frequency that we talking about, with it's on many topics. It's not just music. because this is a wake-up call for the world.
Facts.
See, I didn't create this podcast, and definitely DK didn't throw me the alley-oop to get this podcast to be up here, not telling you something that when you listen to this in the morning or when you listen to this at night, there is a programming. So, anytime that you tune into IAmJerryB podcast, you're going to be programmed in your mind for something that's going to help you,
And the destination we wanted you to reach is, it's okay. I know y'all don't hear that as much, but it's okay. We went through it. You could get through it. You're gonna get through it, especially if you keep paying attention, because we not leaving nobody behind. It's enough out here for everybody, and that's been shown numerous times. So I'm glad my bro started this, because like I never even had a interview this in depth. A lot of stuff that I said here, a lot of people wouldn't even know, and we still got more to impact. So hopefully we make 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
We might make our own little,
Definitely, man. Listen,
But,
like I said, this is a whole show.
Mhm.
Like, they're not just gonna be seeing a little bit of me. They're gonna be seeing a lot of bit of me. And I'm gonna be throwing some guests you guys' way that hopefully have an impact and have a frequency on your influence. And that's the whole point. That's the whole thing about this whole manifestation, man. DK, man, listen, man, you're an amazing person. And I am honored to have a person like you in my life. I'm honored that, look at where we at, just
Likewise,
because
bro.
we didn't give up.
Likewise. But you gotta understand, you've been training in the gym, so I felt no pressure to throw you the ball to make that.
Oh, now
three.
don't tell them I've been in the gym. Listen, and that's a whole nother. Listen, everything you do for yourself, you gotta. I don't even post no more while I'm in the gym.
Yeah,
I don't,
stopped too.
because when I
stopped
used to do it, it used to be like this. It's like, why you,
too. Can I say something on mine? So, we do a lot of soul searching. Your first episode I watched, you was talking about shadow work. Part of my shadow work was just get up and work it out. And I ain't gonna lie, like most of the people in my Instagram world and my TikTok world, they know, like, I was getting up every day. I still do, but work kind of got in the way. But it wasn't about the body. It's nothing. It was just about obedience. It was about obedience. If God gave me a simple task to do, would you fulfill it? Would you fulfill it with every drop of, like, every bit of you, even if you're tired, even if it's
Amen.
it was no end goal for that. I'm not trying to drop nothing. I'm not trying to gain calories or nothing. You feel me? I know I needed that. We go back on health. I told you a few months ago, bro, I was passing out before I started this workout journey. I don't take no crazy drugs, no nothing. I never had no ill sickness that keep me in the hospital. Corona, and that's probably it. Everybody had that shit. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't understand, and I really feel like it had to do with depression. It had to do with not eating good. My spiritual diet. My spiritual diet was off. What I'm taking in, what I'm worrying about.
All of that matters.
The
All of that
stuff
matters.
that goes back to, well, we can't change. You can't change. You can only control what you can change. You can't control that. So go inside it. Instead of going against the water, the tsunami, go inside that motherfucker and let it spin you, and let's see. Let's see if your God is just as powerful as mine. Watch you come out with goddamn armor like Captain America. Because I've done it multiple times.
For real,
Multiple
man.
times. That's why I'm not scared to hit rock bottom. I know how to build from rock bottom. Show me something new. Show me how the top look.
DK, I done went up and down so many times, bro. I'm not even scared of it. Like, when I tell you, it is so real. Things happen in my life to this day, currently, right now, in the current moment, where it's like, oh, how am I gonna act? And that where goes back to that karma and that frequency. I'd be like, how am I gonna act? How am I gonna respond? I respond differently now. Because I'm like, this feeling feels all too familiar. Oh, that on top of the world feeling. Oh, all right, what did I do that one time? Oh, I affected the way somebody felt. I said a comment. I said something that was egotistical but I'm catching myself in those moments, in those decisions,
Accountability.
what to do. It's like, oh no, you're not gonna, not this time,
That's
So,
how I'm living now. Like,
yeah, man.
don't get me wrong. The hurdles, the bumps, they still come. But it's light now
It's
when
lighter.
you know you got that bag on
It's
you,
lighter.
or you that bag.
And it's not
I
necessarily
don't
having
even,
it.
like, say, like,
It's not necessarily having it, but it's like to
knowing
be
that
wealthy in energy,
you are the
and
abundance, brother.
literally.
This is the stuff I start telling myself. And it's
Exactly.
like, what he got for me is special.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't like to get too spiritual, but I don't care. Y'all need to hear this.
Exactly.
Number one. Number two, I'm not promoting you or directing you to wherever your spiritual journey is. I'm just telling you, tap in with yourself. You're stronger. A woman told me that. Praying warrior woman told me, yo, you're stronger than you think you are. Like, she was aggravated.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I couldn't see it. I'm just winging it. No,
When you don't use the powers that God give you, he will punish you.
Oh, man.
You will get punished. And you'll wonder why's going on. I know certain people that could sing and they're going through the worstest stuff and they refuse to sing. And it's like, you got a gift.
Gotta use it.
And that's why this whole journey and this whole path thing means so much, because naturally, I got my gift with this. You got your gift with that. There's hidden gifts we don't even know we have. Chris has his gift with what he does, videography and the whole nine. Listen, if it's a slap in the face to ourselves for not to do what we're destined to do, this wouldn't even be created if any one of us gave up.
Right.
And that's the whole thing about it. Don't give up. Don't give up. When I talk to any one of my good friends, family members, and I listen to them, but if they're saying something that's just completely not true, I like stop them. And then it's like I stop them in a way where it's like, yo, I stop no pity at the point when you could talk about anything about yourself. You got to believe in yourself.
Got to.
Nobody's going to believe in you the way that you're going to believe in yourself. And no more looking for it to be in people. It has to be the higher up. Has to be the higher purpose. And like I say, respect everybody's religion. I'm not one of those. I believe in God. Whatever you believe in your higher power. That's all you need, and give yourself that confidence. Don't let nobody. I see my younger generation, when I hear them and I'm talking to them, giving them advice, I'm hearing they're thinking about what other people think. They're thinking about, and this goes to it, with the power of the things you say out your mouth, what another person can affect you, and it could affect somebody that you love.
Right.
You got to keep the positivity going on. Got to keep more positive conversations and reactions different. Because listen, all of this, all in all, is all about the future. We got kids. You got a daughter and son, right?
Facts.
I got 2 daughters. I know anybody watching this podcast, you have your children. And at the end of the day, we're not perfect. But if we could all learn to be human beings,
Put that great effort out,
put the focus on ourselves and be the best version of ourselves, then it will be a better world. It will. We just got to keep it on ourselves first.
It's happening. I got a whole bunch of, like, my god brother. Shout out to Drew. I told him the other day. I said, bro, you broke the cycle. We breaking the cycle. Like, we in our children's lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, how my boys grew up. A lot of my friends, like, I was, able to have my dad and my mom, but a lot of my friends didn't. But they didn't let that turn them or, put them on a different route from their children.
Mm-hmm.
And then back to influence. Shoot, the other day, everybody know I'm on my workout journey. I'm doing pull-ups. I take my daughter to the park. She don't want to jump on the slide no more. She started doing pull-ups. Oh God, like
that influence, man. I'm telling you.
My son is a little
it's contagious
football player right now. He playing for Hollywood Power 13U, and the working out kind of helped him, so we could respond and.
I believe everybody should work out.
Yeah,
that feeling that thing gives you,
now,
man.
It's so much going on. It's even if you're not trying to do it for your body, do it for your mental. Back to frequency and influence. My my daughter wants to do hair. Like shout out to Plats by Ja. My niece is the one who got me right.
I remember when I had my
My daughter
locks
wanted
in,
to do
man.
hair because of my sister and her mom.
That's a lot of upkeep. I know you pay a lot of money to keep it up.
That's why you gotta teach your family how to do it. You gotta teach your
Basically.
girl, or you gotta teach your family how to do it. Then another shout out to my little cousin Takaya. So my cousins are big chefs in New York and all of that. She ended up on the Master Chef show on Fox.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's gonna go home with it. She's really putting on for Jamaica. She's using like straight Jamaican dishes. She's making beef patties, jerk chicken, and this is another situation where if she doesn't win Master Chef, she's gonna land somewhere down
Land
there
somewhere, yeah.
because she's cultivated. She's camera ready. She's she just left. She was just down here, but that's what I'm saying is like, who would have known my little cousin would be on Master Chef? She was, just about to go get her master's in college. She stopped college to, do cooking. And that might not have to do nothing with music, but I watched who influenced her, whether it was my Aunt Brenda, who was her grandma, or my mom in the kitchen. Like, my whole family loves cooking. My sisters, they love taking care of kids. So I got to make this bread. I got some daycares. I got some shops. You feel me? My sister Plats by Ja is she was in a bad accident. She lost her legs, but the way how she does hair, I gotta make the first amputee salon. This is where my brain be at, and sometimes I get it. In the now realm, in reality, you might not be thinking that I'm thinking about your ventures and what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But that goes with patience, and it goes with, you're not really supposed to worry about that. This is a blessing that God's creating. The fact that he got my eyes on this, I might be the vessel that he's gonna, do this through. And bruh, it's just crazy. I ain't asked you to name this episode this. I could have been on the first one. Murder Gardens 2 is out. Episode 2 is about to be out. It's something about that number 2 right now, baby. You feel me? So everything, dog. Everything. The influence of frequency is everything. It's you pick your poison. Red pill, blue pill. You feel me?
Definitely. Well, question I have for you. What is your advice to like somebody who is in a position where they may be doubting themselves? Maybe if they're in a position where they may feel like they just don't have it within themselves to keep on going. I want a message for them, because if any one of you guys are hearing and this sounds like you, what's your advice for them to get to like where you're at, to get to where they need to be, of where they're wishing they wanted to be? What's your advice to them?
You never really hear the story about the person who almost got there. Get there.
Definitely.
You never really hear that story never pans out. You usually hear the victory story. We deserve to be spoken about in these big rooms because we forged what we doing. We're forging this shit in the ground. We're carving our names in the pavement for our legacy. So it's about how bad you want it. Going back to the first episode, it's about how bad you want it. How bad do you want it? And what is it that you want? Sometimes, my thing is purpose. When I close my eyes, I see my son and my daughter. So that alone is stopping me from making crazy decisions. So probably 2 things I would say. Get your ambition up and sharpen your purpose. The purpose is what's creating this individual that I am now, that I've grown into. Purpose is stronger. Realize that nobody's there that's gonna save you like that in that matter. You feel me? So, I definitely tell somebody, yo, get your act together. And if you can't get your act together, get around somebody who going somewhere that you want to go at least. Shadow work, do some soul searching, because I'm spiritual but not biblical.
Copy.
And most people are not like that. I go by discernment in my heart by what's right and wrong. I can quote a Bible verse, but that's not me. God ain't put me here to be nothing else but me. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I say that with my shoulders out a little bit because if we're created in that man's honor, in his light,
Mm-hmm.
then you already know who we are too.
I definitely want to kick this back for the younger generation. And I say this because I could see just from the first episode, man, comments I've got from the reactions, I could definitely say it has drew more people. Now that they're actually hearing me talk, they're hearing the conversations I have. It's definitely opened up their mind of, asking me for some advice and certain things or like, and it's just the guidance, especially younger generation. I got 2 daughters. I got my niece, they're younger ages, even at my job each and every day, I run across a lot of different age groups, different people, but the younger age group really do call to me, and just from that power that I was talking about from the first episode of like, what are you going to do with it, and it's been calling me, man, of like really trying to direct them the right way. And because I'm not an old ass fart, you know what I'm saying? They still like respect it coming from me because it's like, you're younger, I have more of the influence and just something for the younger generation that I'm just really seeing. They're fucking lost. No lie. They're lost. And if I even got to look back at my generation, some of y'all are fucking lost too. And it's lost. It's the blind leading the blind.
Oh,
and
I use that a lot. I use that.
My eyes weren't always open. So I could cross myself for that a couple odd years ago. Okay. But it comes to a point where enough is enough. We all have a frequency. We all have an influence. And it's about time that, especially the younger woman, the younger girls, and I put a lot of responsibility also on the women in my generation too, because we have to guide them the right way, And I'm not going to be a hypocrite. Listen, I'm not, okay? But in the end of the day, influence matters. And we have to. It means so much, man. We have to get these things to the younger generation that we're here, we care. This stupid shit is not really gonna amount to nothing, and that they could be anything they want. Like, this is like a golden era right now. Nipsey Hussle used to talk about it all the time. It's a golden era. People are creating things and they are freaking getting wealthy, man, changing, and creation never stops. That's what God created us. It never stops.
Money, changing. I remember when our moms used to be like, yo, you're never going to make no money playing that video game.
Definitely.
These kids is making money streaming, playing video games, and they garbage.
I got my daughter calling me. She's like, or like leaving messages on my TikTok. Oh, my dad's this, my dad's that. But you know what? You know what that is? That is an influence. Because she's contacted me like, Daddy, are you like a star now? This stuff, like, I'm proud of you. Right. But it's an influence. And it could be good influence, bad influence. We have to get the good influence that we have, and we have to savor from it, and we can change timelines.
Oh, yeah.
Let's change these timelines, because some of these timelines are like, we keep keeping ourselves stuck in them. We don't have to. Fucking release, break, go.
I don't know.
It's so beautiful on the other side, man. I promise you, it's so beautiful on the other side.
Our belief system is being rigged.
Definitely. Programming.
Yeah, the programming is infiltrated our imagination.
Yeah.
Everything that I just spoke about, it comes from influence, but I imagined me having a beat machine until I got one. I was beating on, you remember them Altoid cans?
Yeah.
2 pencils with a boom box connected to a stereo. I let the stereo play whatever it is the beat that I want to remix while I'm beating and put it on the recorder. Like my imagination, and that's why I'm glad I'm a grown kid. I'm happy to say that because my son is
Me
always
too.
gonna have fun. My
I'm a
daughter's
grown-ass
always gonna
kid.
have fun. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was a kid, I put that sock over that mic and made that song and brought it to school. Nothing was stopping me. I was on, and I was ahead of my curve for that. You know what I'm saying? And it just took what they said, the faith of a mustard seed. It just took a little bit of faith, and from that, I watched me do more things. Not graduating in school and be able to excel to a foreman, a truck driver, or be driving forklifts and learning trades. And I had a chance just like everybody else, but I almost rigged my chance by worrying about what everybody else
was doing. It's so not worth it. When I tell you now,
it's not easy to do, especially with social media right now. So I'm battling now with showing my son, like showing my daughter, like, yeah, that's all right, but this is cool too. You know, being you is the best out of everything. And if nobody can accept you, then all right, you got two things. You could go clean up whatever it is in your backyard. Everything going back to plants with me. The roots, bro. It's true. You gotta weed the plants out.
You gotta weed it out.
Eventually, you're going to have to take that plant out of that small pot and put it in the ground or put it in a bigger pot until it's ready for the ground. And when you hit that earth, that's when you expand. Now you making your own family tree. It's weird, but I don't know. That's another one of my beliefs. That's one of our biggest descendants, trees. When you cut the tree stump.
Yeah.
Why does it look like your
fingerprint?
Like a fingerprint. Trees bleed. They also breathe oxygen and give oxygen, frequency, and energy.
That's how we breathe. They're a part. If we had no plants on the world, we'll breathe differently.
I might have just dropped the gem. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that just be having me thinking a little bit better. Might respect the ground you walk on a little bit more if you know who built it. I feel like we organically, just like how we do. We seen this. We seen this whole episode already.
We seen it. Yeah, we manifested already.
Yeah.
When I tell you, Chris, we literally manifested this episode.
This whole thing.
Like, I remember calling him about a month, 2 months prior to this. When I got my camera, I'm like, hey, listen, I'm gonna get the camera, on my own cognizance, figured out a camera that worked for my setting, what I was doing. Got the camera and did my first shot on the camera, like, hey, look at this. Then all of a sudden, I'm in freaking car meets. I got freaking Lamborghinis and all. I have all the footage, like, just wilding out. And
Chris, I had this man messing with LUTs, and you were editor, so you know what I'm talking about. This man was coloring and white balancing his stuff. And I know y'all never seen me talk like this, but this is what I do. This is what we professionals in. And I don't know why I ain't tell y'all. I'm proud of this. Like, you can't touch me on this computer. So, but that's what drove me to say, you know what, I'm calling Don. Don already had this thing already being set up. It was already a podcast room before, but even how he did it now, it's cultivated. It's cultivated for what you got going on. And everything just rolled out perfectly. He was willing. He called Chris in, which is his partner. They got a good thing going over here at Blueprint Studios. Like, and even Don. When I ran into him, my first meeting, I'm in Graph video.
yeah.
You know, the phenomenal lyricist, the New Yorker Graph. And then
familiar with him, definitely.
From there, we lock in for my next video shoot, which is the Miss My Dogs, the I Wish. And then he's shooting a video for Ryan King. And Ryan King is like, bro, I mess with your music and all of this.
I would love to get some of your tracks played. There's no way we could play a track like, Chris, just like on a speaker or something. I miss my dog's track, man.
If y'all can, just go out there and check it out. It's only one DK. Miss My Dogs. I got Water out, and I'm about to start pushing videos out. I was just gearing up and getting everything right.
Well, we definitely got some things going on, and especially, that conversation we had earlier. Long story short, it's the time. it's the time for all our fruitions to come into play.
Yeah.
So, my last question to you is, DK, what's next?
I'm gonna revamp my label, and long live Doughboy. I had a real pause in the music business because I lost one of my closest bros. So I had to get over that. I lost 2 or 3 of them like back to back, and every time when I almost got over one, it would be another one. So I decided that his thing was Money Gang Boys and my thing was Straight Like That Music Group. So my acronyms is SLDMG. His is MGB. So I'm going to take the MGB from his name, which is Money Gangs Boys, and add it to mine. But we getting rid of all the gang talk. I'm naming it Start Living Dreams, Making Goals Believable. So it's the same letters, which is Straight Like That Music Group with the B from Money Gang Boys. But I want to do not only a label, but like a foundation. Like I want to help give back to
nonprofits,
the kids.
man. Yeah.
And not
That's
only
dope.
the kids, we got a lot of felons who really want to get their life together. Like during trucking, I seen a lot of people who changed their life.
Mm-hmm.
I want to help those guys too. But yeah, I'm finna push back out this label. Start Living Dreams, Making Goals Believable. And that's what it's gonna stand for. But it's still gonna be SLDMGB.
Can't wait, man. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. You know, anything that you got your hand in, you got my support. And definitely, man, watching you on that movie screen, man, definitely got to do some more movies. And forget about being in somebody's movies.
Yeah,
And listen, man,
we cook it up.
we can start a power right now, man. We make our own series.
Cook it up.
Because the way how I'm feeling and the way the position that you have placed me in and just the way how everything is being put together, man, listen, man, we have tricks of all trades. We don't keep ourselves limited to one. So, but listen, man, just signing out of episode 2. Listen, DK, man, I appreciate you coming down here. I appreciate the talks. Listen, we're going to have a lot more episodes and a lot of more different episodes for us to talk and revisit things. But yeah, man, listen, I appreciate you. And I appreciate and found that you have been able to be in my timeline, bro. For real.
Salute you, bro. I mean, salute you on your new journey, bro. That bag coming in.
What's gonna come is gonna come. What's for me is what's for me.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
I'm just happy to have the opportunity out of my life to, you know, look back and be like, hey, I got a podcast and, you know, this thing is really helping people and our message is getting across.
Facts. And that's why you're gonna excel with flying colors, bro. Because it's not and that how you feel about this is how I feel about music. And maybe I gotta stop being naive and do it. You know, make my mind up and do it too. Which I told you. That's why we being so transparent. Whatever y'all struggle with, we probably struggle with it too. It's about getting over it. You know, and sometimes you might need a push. So let my boy Jerry be that push. Like, trust me.
Listen, guys, you already know you guys been watching. Appreciate your time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that button. Subscribe, support, write a comment, and, you know, share this to somebody in the morning that needs some inspiration, you know. But signing out.
Definitely like it and hype it so he could get in that algorithm, man. Stop playing.
Let's go.
What you doing? You know you want to see this all day.